here when you look at debt management or the issue of Nigeria piling up debt, is that the monies are being used for some infrastructural development, but economic experts are also saying that this is not sustainable. So how do you marry?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely we can see some development by this present government, but also the way we are piling
Mm.
up debt. How do we then ease out of this quagmire?
Well, in the political economy, there's something we call peonage, and peonage means that the people that are borrowing, or sorry, the people that are lending rather, are in a comfortable position because they know that you continue to pay the interest even if you cannot meet up with the substance, with the actual capital. And in fact, many a times they don't want you to pay off the capital because it pays them for you to keep on paying the interest.
Hmm.
I think infrastructure development is fundamental. I think it is. But doing it at the right price and doing it in the right condition is the way forward. Our infrastructure and development in Nigeria, if you look at it, okay, let's go back, wind back a bit. Some of it is not Buhari's responsibility, but we borrow to rebuild, what's it called, Muritala Mohammed Airport, and you discover that some of the facilities there are substandard. Some of the roads that are being rebuilt are substandard. Some of the facilities, even when they're not substandard, they're being built at an enormous, enormous amount. And so I think the key is to get value for money when we get our loans, so that when we pay it back, the investment, as it were, you understand, will bring the appropriate returns. But if we continue to borrow at an unsustainable rate, which means larger loans than is needed, then it's going to be unsustainable. But the second thing also is that we need to reduce, as I keep on saying, our public expenditure so that we only borrow when necessary, from that point of view. And if we don't have the money for infrastructure, then let us live within our means for this at this point in time, rather than become a beggar nation all over the world.
Right. Away from that, petrol consumption in Nigeria leaped by 340 million liters within a space of 1 month. Figures released by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation showed on Sunday, providing data contained in its March 2021 financial and operations report. The oil firm said 1.75 billion liters of premium motor spirit, popularly called petrol, was consumed in March 2021. What is responsible for this spike, Doctor?
Well, some will suggest, I don't have the evidence, but some will suggest that what's responsible is smuggling. There's no way that you say that the economic activity in the country has picked up to such an extent that it will go up in that percentage terms. So a lot of people suspect that because Nigeria still has relatively cheaper compared to its neighbors, then a lot of it has been smuggled and a lot of it is going out of the country. I don't really believe that it's because you and I are making more journeys. I certainly am not making more journeys. And I doubt if you are making more journeys than you were before. The economy itself doesn't allow people to make as many journeys as you would have loved to make. Insecurity means that the number of the OMBs and the number of the jollies and the merries have been reduced. Travel, to many places that people would have made in those days have been reduced. So I ask the question, where is this money coming from? Where is this liter of petrol, the additional that are being used? And then we have the rail that is beginning to pick up. A lot of people go to Lagos Ibadan now, they just jump on the train, money. Yeah. So you would expect that will reduce, you understand, the consumption of petroleum. If it's not, then I'll say it needs to be investigated, particularly the smuggling routes and so on and so forth.
Okay, let's look at this one still from Punch newspaper. The suspended youth leader of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in the Hong local government area of Adamawa State, Ikama Kato, has been remanded in prison for insulting the secretary to the government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, and the president, retired Major General Muhammadu Buhari. Why should anyone insult the president?
Well, no one should be insulting anybody, indeed, particularly if those people are older than you. That's our tradition. That's the way we behave. But is that enough to arrest someone? Is that enough to remand? So, what's the offense under the criminal code? What's the offense under the penal code? I don't believe that there's any known offense for insulting people. Yes, you might remonstrate with him and say that you're being disrespectful and being rude, but to now arrest him, I wait the charges that are going to be preferred against him. I don't think there's any known offense for insulting people in the criminal code, except of course you're threatening violence or you're planning to overall the government. So I think that needs to be revisited. I think there might be internal disciplinary measures, but arrest, I think, or remand, I think is a step too far. And I think people will say that it constitutes a breach of free speech. Everybody has free speech, but I don't think you have the free speech to go about and just insulting everybody in sight.
I think the young man got, frustrated because if you look at it, he spoke, in condemnation of the insecurity in the area, particularly if you look at the recent attacks by armed men suspected to be Boko Haram members in that area.
And that means that a lot more people are going to be locked up. Because a lot more people, particularly the young people, are frustrated. Because as you see, insecurity, not just all over the country, but even in our state, has increased. So are you going to say that if Governor Sheyi Makinde appears and somebody begins to remonstrate with him, not in a violent way, and begins to say, oh, Governor, you failed, you've not really provided the security we expected of you, then he should be locked up promptly? No, I think that's going too far. And I think it appears the government is afraid of its shadows if it picks up people on that basis. Let's lock up people or arrest people when there's legitimate crime committed, but not disrespect or insults as is so described in this report. I think that's a step too far in my view anyway.
Let's go to the southeastern part of the country. There are growing concerns that the economy of the southeast region may suffer serious decline should the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, make good its threat to lock down the zone beginning from the 9th of August. Should the federal government fail to release its leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, unconditionally. Experts said that already the economy of the zone was bleeding, having failed to recover after the forced closure occasioned by the coronavirus pandemic and the recent growing insecurity that have paralyzed several businesses and activities. What do you make of this story?
Well, first and foremost, I think the strike is symbolic. But I think symbolic is when it comes just a day. But when you have prolonged strike, it moves from symbolic to destructive, and it moves from destructive to a situation where you create economic paralysis. I think what IPOB wants to demonstrate is that they want to demonstrate that they have power, they're in control, and that they're forced to reckon with. But I think also the second thing that they want to demonstrate is that they want to force the government and in terms of Nnamdi Kanu. And some will argue that the government is not helping matters. Not so much that Nnamdi Kanu should be released, but for instance, the lawyers of Nnamdi Kanu and family members have attempted to see Nnamdi Kanu on the court direction, on court orders, and yet the DSS, at each point in time, has refused. So the government is making it seem as if there's something sinister going on. It wasn't produced at the last court hearing. So they're adding fuel and they're encouraging IPOB. I'm not saying it's the correct thing for IPOB necessarily to do, but freedom of protest, freedom of assembly, as it were, or freedom not even to go out, they have that freedom.
But if you also look at, Doctor, if you look at the actions of IPOB, is it not like shooting oneself in the foot, all right, depleting your own economy, in protest of something?
Well, you may argue that when South Africa went on protest, when they asked that sanctions be raised against their country, they were shooting themselves in the foot, and they were the ones that were suffering more than the white apartheid oppressors. So I'm sure that IPOB know that they will suffer more, but they also feel that the country, you understand, will also pay a price. So yes, it might be self-defeating for the masses there, but they also feel that that itself may put pressure on the government. So I get your point that it may be counterproductive. But I think where you have a whole region being shut down, the GDP of Nigeria, the economy of Nigeria itself will be affected. So yes, it affects primarily the people, but in the long term and the medium term, the economy of the entire Nigeria itself will be affected to a very great extent. And I think that's what they are playing on, and that's what they're hoping will happen. Can they sustain it? Can they survive for that period of time? I'm not sure.
Are we handling this matter well? I mean, referring to the federal government now.
Well, there are many people who say that one of the greatest failings of this government has been its mishandling of statecraft, its ability to negotiate, the different complexities that exist within various sectors or sections of the country. I'm not sure. I think we could handle it better. I think all this IPOB could have been neutralized. IPOB and all this, call them successionist. I will not say self-determination because that is fundamental and that's guaranteed by the African Charter. But all this succession could have been dissipated, could have been dispersed, could have been reduced if the government had been more astute and the government had been more open But it appears as if the government wants a showdown for whatever reason. And that's not going to pay anybody any good, not the federal government, not the IPOB, and not the people that are being governed there.
All right, we'd like to read your questions on Facebook and on YouTube. 32FM 949 Ibadan. 32FM 949 Ibadan. Go there, go drop your comment and your questions this morning. The Inspector General of Police, IGP Usman Alkali Baba, has recommended the immediate suspension of Abba Kyari, a Deputy Commissioner of Police, the head of the Police Intelligence Response Team, IRT, from the service of the Nigeria Police Force, pending the outcome of an ongoing internal investigations against him. Abba Kyari and the Hush Puppy saga.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you have to remember that Abakari is a very decorated, highly decorated member of the police force. He's got so many awards right from the time he was in Lagos. And then he was called the Super Cop because he was all over the news as to some of his daring exploits. Having said that, people have raised a number of allegations saying that no, he wasn't as sparkling or spectacular as he claimed to be. But that's not the issue today. The issue is not his awards or the allegations that have been raised. There are specific allegations now, which come from Hush Puppy, which came out of California, a court in California, where Hush Puppy, of course, has been convicted, and he was able to identify and finger Abakari through text, through emails, and of course some other trails which were made by the investigators there. Abakari has a fundamental human right, which is the freedom of fair hearing, well, not freedom, to be heard, opportunity to be heard, to give his defense. And I think the police have suspended him so that there will be the opportunity, non-interference, but also an opportunity for Abakari to go and prepare his defense, to present the evidence that he has in his favor, and to dispute, if he can, some of the serious and grievous allegations that have been made by Hush Puppy. There are many people who would argue that Hush Puppy made all those allegations because he was drowning. But it's not just about Hush Puppy, it's about the investigators in the United States. And I think he puts a stain on the policing in Nigeria because he was one of the bright sparks. He was one of the people that people looked onto as the future of the Nigerian policing. So I think we're in uncharted waters. We cannot condemn Abakari now because he has an opportunity to be had. There's a four-man investigative panel. They will look into the allegations and to see whether there's any basis or any prima facie case against him. And if there is, it's not going to be dealt with in Nigeria. The Americans will have to file a formal extradition for Abakari to go there and to defend himself further. So it is a messy situation. It's not an helpful situation, but that's where we find ourselves, and that's the state of Nigeria today.
I agree with you to, a great extent on Abakari. And when I discuss, people say, Tayo, what's your problem with this Abakari issue? No, this is how I feel about it, if I may just chip in my own thought here about the whole saga. And just Isaac Adurogwa captured it very well. And let me just quote from him. He said, this is a sad episode. Abakari was seen by a good number of Nigerians as, a beacon of hope in a police force full of corrupt, inept, and undisciplined rank and file. To now find that the little ray of hope may not be different after all is disheartening. We're not judging him yet, but the whole thing looks so disturbing.
Yes. Yes, there are some who might argue that maybe it's even a setup. We don't know, you understand. But for the sake of the Nigerian police, I'm just praying that Abakari will pull something out of the bag and be able to dispel this serious, very serious, gut-wrenching allegations that were made against him. And if it is true that all these things he committed them, then is there hope for policing in Nigeria? Doesn't mean that the Nigerian policing architecture needs to be entirely gutted, not reformed, but entirely gutted, and we go to ground zero. Some will be suggesting that. But let's see how far it takes us. Let's see how far this investigation and what it revealed. And I say that if Abakari has been fingered in this, do you think he acted alone? Do you think Abakari is the only one? I would suggest that he's not the only one. And I would suggest he goes far deeper.
He himself has a list. And so it's not likely to go down alone.
Well, if he were guilty, I would be surprised if he didn't have a list.
Okay, away from that, the All Progressives Congress on Sunday vowed to punish its members who organized parallel world congresses on Saturday, contrary to its directive. The Secretary of the Kadeka Extraordinary National Convention Planning Committee of the APC, Senator John Akpano, who stated this in an interview with one of Punch's correspondents in Abuja, also said the party would come hard on members who flouted its directive that all court cases against it should be withdrawn. From Punch newspaper, parallel congresses, APC threatened to expel, suspend Osun, Kwara, Delta, others errant members.
A normal political party, what you would expect is that if you have complaints, you go through the internal complaint mechanism or appeal mechanism, and you do that. It's only extreme situations that you go to court. But it seems within the APC, or Nigerian political culture, let's limit it to APC, that people tend to just run to court at the flimsiest of excuse. And I think it is right for APC to want to clamp down on it. But what is the genesis? What are the fundamental issues? And why are people going to court here and there? I suggest that there's a problem with internal democracy within our political parties, not limited to APC, but that internal issue is now what is being exposed. Congresses are where the views of the people should be freely expressed. But I think this issue of manipulating results, all this manipulation in the name of consensus, I'm sorry to use that word, is what you understand is driving a lot of people to hold their own parallel and to hold their own congresses. If we go to a congress and it says it's consensus, and by consensus it means that the views of the opposition are not going to be heard, then you're more likely to go and form your own congress or your own decision-making apparatus so that your views are heard. So I think there's a problem fundamentally with APC. And as I said, before people claim that I'm a PDP member, I think PDP too has the problem. It's a function of the electoral problem. I mean, political parties in Nigeria, we've not been able to fashion out internal democracy, internal party democracy that works and that allows us to produce the will of the people for elections.
All right, from the Nation newspaper, it's unlikely to see an Igbo president in our lifetime, Okolo Olisa. Have we foreclosed the possibility of this? Where do we put equal right and justice?
I think it's unfortunate that even somebody from the Southeast should reduce himself to hopelessness. I would have thought that one of the things that would have helped cement this country better would have been to give opportunity to the Southeast at this next election so that we take the sting out of IPOP and take the sting out of the secessionist agenda. I think it cannot be right with a region that is so bright, a region that is so innovative, a region with so many intelligent people, that it cannot be right that you exclude the possibility. Doesn't mean they will get it, but there must be the possibility that if I'm an Igbo youth today, if I'm an Igbo teenager, that one day I can aspire to be the president of Nigeria. You understand? But when you foreclose that and you remove that, then what stake do they have in Nigeria? And some will say, after all, people have had presidency from their area and it has not done them any good. Yes, it's not, but symbolically, we must get to a situation where everybody in Nigeria can feel free to contest and have an equal chance and equal opportunity of getting to the position. So I think it's fatalism for him to say that. And my hope is that one day, even in my lifetime, there will be someone from that area, a competent person from that area, not just someone, but somebody that is competent, because we've had enough of all this zoning where we just put forward people that are incompetent and are not able to do the job, but are there because they come from a particular region. No, that's not what we want. We want there to be competent people. And we've had competent people from the Southeast before. I am sure that Alex Ekweme, you understand, also a King's College old boy, would have made an excellent president if he was chosen during his time. And there must be other Ekwemes that exist in the Southeast today.
Thank you, Doctor. Just hang on the phone. Let's quickly observe commercial break. We'll be back in a bit.
32 FM
94.9.
láti gòkè àgùnlà láyé èèyàn nílò ìtọ́sọ́nà ẹni tó mọ̀nà débi àṣeyọrí. FMH International HR àwọn ni gbajúgbajà akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ alárinà tó mọ ojúlẹ̀jà bá ti ń tọ́ni sọ́nà finimọ̀nà nípa bí gbogbo òǹwáṣẹ́ ṣe lè pàdé àwọn òǹgbanisíṣẹ́ pàápàá jùlọ láwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tó wà lókè òkun.
FMH International HR alábàáṣepọ̀ gidi ni wọ́n jẹ́ pẹ̀lú àjọ oníwádìí ìjìnlẹ̀ àgbáyé tá a mọ̀ sí United Nations Volunteer Research Group láti jùmọ̀ tọpinpin wàhálà táwọn ọmọlẹ̀ yìí ń kojú nídìí ìgbìyànjú ajé lọ sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. ìyẹn ọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ mọ́ international migration àti international labour activities.
ǹjẹ́ o tiẹ̀ mọ̀ pé o nílò ìmọ̀ tó jinlẹ̀ dáadáa nípa ìlànà à ń tẹ̀lé láwọn pápákọ̀ òfurufú tó fẹ́ gbà sọdá sílẹ̀ òkèèrè? lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ bá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí United Nations Volunteer Research Group pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ FMH International HR ń ṣe research lórí ẹ̀dùn ọkàn àti ìpèníjà tẹ́ ẹ bá ní. questionnaires táwọn òṣìṣẹ́ FMH bá fún yín lágbègbè yín lẹ́yìn ṣàlàyé ìrírí yín sí.
fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ kàn sí wọn ní 3rd and 9th floor Cocoa House Dùgbẹ̀ Ìbàdàn.
telephone 0817 4444 627
àti 081 68 73 7222.
Here, we are all champions. With 2 months Showmax Pro for the price of one, you can stream all of the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games and more. Witness history in the making and salute the power of the human spirit. Here, we honor every story in every event. Let's celebrate together with 2 months for the price of one. Stream the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 live from Supersport on Showmax Pro. Sign up to watch world-class sports, series, movies, and more at showmax.com today.
Gigi. Stanbic IBTC. Gang. 909. Gang. Whoa, it can be. Gang. When you use 909. Gigi. Send money via 909. Gang. Buy airtime via 909. Gang. Sub data via 909. Gang. Pay bills via 909. Gang. That's the 909 ash. Gang. Money miss fraud and no cash. Gang. How you go do birthday bash? Gang. That's the 909 ash. Gang. 909 is the gang code. Gang.
Join the star 909 hash gang today. Stanbic IBTC. It can be.
On a cool day, what do you want to do?
Make you spice up your life.
As in, let's see as it hot. And chilled Sprite to take cool body.
Give your favorite pepper meal that extra vibe with a chilled bottle of Sprite, now in a new bottle. Enjoy the refreshing lemon lime taste of Sprite no matter the heat.
32 FM
94.9.
FM 94.9. Break it on newspaper review. Let me take some comments here on Facebook. Glorious morning to you, Tayo. Where are your crews? DELE, me what happened to them? Don't worry. When we got is majority, God is your strength. Keep the good work. Thank you. That's from Bamdele Odele Do. Thank you. The crew are wonderful. Good morning, Tayo. Well done. Where is Bimi? That's Abiodun Ogundiran. Okay, it is not enough to just suspend Abakari. The government should hand him over to the FBI to present his tailoring excuses for having a relationship with Hush Puppy. Abiodun Ogudura. Okay, good morning, Abidin. Karo Ekweto. Thank you. The lines are open now. 009 7000 949 009 7000 949. Dr. Ogets, we'll take the questions together as it comes. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
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 Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, comrade.
This is Comrade Omalole Gideon.
All right.
I hope the network is good. Okay.
I can hear you.
Now, in respect of the PDP man who was arrested for the utterances credited to him, the same Tayo, the same similar issue happened in Kano when an Islamic cleric, Sheikh Abigaba Kabara, was ordered to be arrested by the governor, Abdullahi Ganduje, over the little altercation between the governor and the Islamic cleric. And the man was taken to court by 7:30 p.m. and is still in detention till now. We should please let those who are the corner of power respect the fundamental right of Nigeria. Because I could not understand as the Dr. General has rightly spoken. Why should somebody criticize a government over insecurity and you lock them up and you violate their fundamental rights? The same thing I've said, Abdullah Gandhi is doing. And the man is still in the now. They should exercise caution. The power corrupts. And absolute power corrupts absolutely. Have a nice day, Tayo.
Thank you, comrade. We go to your point there. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
This is John Olariwaju from Majowo.
On the issue of the PDP man in Adamawa, I think I will not blame only Mr. President or federal government alone. What about the judiciary? The judge that put the man in the army, to go and put him in the jail. I think he should know better. Because even if the federal government is taking that step, and what about you judiciary that you know better, you know law, that anybody can say something, as long as it's in the right with the law. So that's for that one. And then for the Nnamdi and the Southeast, I think I'm appealing to the federal government to just take it easy. Because if you are talking about, the federal government will be talking about peace, and you don't give justice to the people, you need to take it easy. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you, John. All right, so for clarity, nobody has jailed anybody. He was suspended, and he later made a video apologizing for what he said. He actually called the SGF, that's Boss Mustafa, he called him a failure. Okay, and he also used another word here that I may not be able to use on radio. 009-7949, 0705-5949. Do you have something to say, Doctor?
Well, I think also we have to be very tactful and very strategic in the way that we take on this government when we criticize. I think we can criticize them, their incompetence and their sheer inability to rise to the occasion without necessarily using swear words or words of such derogatory nature. I think we should be careful not to do that. Having said that, that in my own view doesn't constitute a crime. That's just a question of, you understand, manners and culture.
009-7000 949 0705 949 to join the conversation this morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, the line dropped. 009-7000 949 0705 949. Doctor, COVID is still very much around, particularly the third wave that we are witnessing just about now.
Yeah, the third wave. Yes, that's something which is problematic because there are a lot of Nigerians who just don't really believe all this third wave we're talking about.
Good morning.
But the figures do not lie.
Good morning.
Hang on, Doctor. Good morning.
Okay.
Hello. Okay, you may wish to call us back. Doctor, go on.
I said the figures don't lie. The figures are suggesting people are dying from it, and the people are being infected. I think the general reality is that Nigerians are not going to suffer it in the same way as Europe or America, but doesn't mean that it's not there, and doesn't mean that we should, abandon all caution. And I think that's where the problem lies, abandoning all the caution and allowing it to spread.
Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Is okay.
All right, okay, good to have you.
Dr. Yuduku, good morning wherever you are. Thank you very much. I always appreciate hearing you. Thank you very much. And on what you said concerning the young child, if we intend to look at it culturally, we might say he should. But we know this government, Tayo, they don't want us to criticize them. Remember that we are just coming from their military handling of people. Sorry, the media, they don't want the media to talk. Now this is this. They are actually telling us not to criticize them. So probably we should just accept everything and anything they do and move on. On the ACP Yaris issue, Tayo, in one of your programs on Saturday, I said it. I said the cops there are not like Nigeria. Over there, they first of all investigate before they come in to do their own arresting. It's here that we arrest before we do investigation. So I think Abayari should be asked to go and defend himself. I feel hot, like you, Tayo. He is one person I've been looking up to the at least we can see one. But I am totally disappointed. Good morning.
Thank you, okay, for your call there. 009-7000 949. Let's go on a commercial break. When we return, we'll take more calls, and that will also wind up the program.
FM
94.9.
ẹ jẹ́ n sọ fún yín pa Zainabu bó bá ti jí láàárọ̀ yóò kọ́ jẹun tó dáa. yóò wá gbé pabambarì lé lórí Didion syrup of hemoglobin vitamin B12 ara ti mókùnù ọpọlọ ti jí pépé iṣẹ́ yá.
lẹ́ òjò.
káàárọ̀ Zainab. ìdí nù ti fi máa pegedé lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ rẹ̀.
jọ̀ọ́ bá náwó mọ̀wé hùn.
àti pàápàá ń bi eré Didion syrup of hemoglobin ní èròjà vitamin B12 nínú tí yóò mú kọ́pọlọ àtara rẹ̀ ó jí pépé ní ìgbáradì fún àṣeyọrí tí ọ̀lẹ́gbẹ́ ń gbà gbogbo. mu ṣíbí méjì Didion péré lójoojúmọ́ pẹ̀lú ṣíbí lásán tàbí kọ́ pòpọ̀ pẹ̀lú ohun mímu ẹlẹ́rìndòdò tó o bá fẹ́ràn. ọ̀yá gbéra ńlẹ̀ bí akọni pẹ̀lú Didion.
To be healthy, strong and active, I say. Take Didion.
Didion syrup of hemoglobin vitamin B12 agbára tí ń roni lágbára ẹ kàwé pélébé inú rẹ̀.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pain wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection take brush every day, the confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth wey go protect them from tooth decay.
Time don reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
And the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
Let your kids' imaginations run wild as they blast off into a whole new world of awesome edutainment on DSTV. There's a huge selection of shows to choose from, like Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir on Disney Channel.
She's so amazing.
A Week to Beat the World on Da Vinci.
I've never seen a sport like it.
Grizzy and the Lemmings on Boomerang. And Nick Music on Nicktunes.
Can I get a drum roll, please?
It's your moment to get and stay connected to the wonderful world of DSTV.
Egbògi kan ti délẹ̀ yìí. Egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ ṣe ni. Ó dára fẹ̀jẹ̀ gidi gan. Veneto cleanser ló ń jẹ́ o. Veneto cleanser ló ń jẹ́ o.
Ojú rẹ̀ ṣàǹjọ̀lọ̀ lójoojúmọ́ kí làṣírí ẹ wà rí.
Veneton cleanser ni.
Já mi sí ọ̀rẹ́.
Veneton cleanser. Egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ṣe tí bádọ̀tí ara wọ̀ yá ìjà rẹ̀ wọ́n mọ́lẹ̀ ṣe wọ́n yẹbẹyẹbẹ. Inú tó ń kú tó ń dàrú gbòdògbòdò. Kò bára rẹ̀ èrí inú ẹ̀jẹ̀. Amọ̀nà ti dé o. Veneton cleanser. Egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ṣe tí a fi ewé àti egbò ṣe ní ọ̀nà ti gbàlódé. NAFDAC Fòǹtẹ̀lù MA1 Nigeria Limited ni wọ́n gbé Veneton cleanser jáde. A wà ní nọ́mbà 17 Ọba Akínyẹlé off Adeogun Street, Aláàfin Avenue, Olúyọ̀lé Estate, Ring Road, Ìbàdàn. Telephone 08034051533. Fún títà àti rírà, ìwọ náà darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Veneton cleanser, àmọ̀tẹ́kùn egbòogi tí ya gbogbo kòkòrò inú ẹ̀jẹ̀ wẹ́lẹ́wẹ́lẹ́.
32 FM
94.9.
9 minutes to destination time. Break it on newspaper review from our studio, 32 FM 94.9. Hello, good morning. Turn down the volume on your radio.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is Bayo.
Hey, go on.
Are you hearing me?
I can hear you. Please go on.
Okay, good, thank you. Yeah, I want to talk about the person that they say they saw the SSG and the president. Bayo, developed country like US, we see the way people there insult their president. Even in France,
Bayo,
we heard that somebody go as far as to slap the president. Well, it's not right. It's not right. But here, that power is too much for them. Small thing, detain. No. Well, about the Abakari, look at the FBI. It is not like here. ESP arrest you, detain you, later they release you back. They have got that fact. The best is that to take that man to US to go and finish the music. Thank you.
Thank you. 009-7000-949 on Facebook. Odunlami, thank you all the way from Aja. And of course, Gundare Latif, thank you for your comment. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
So much noise from there. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Tayo.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Alaji Salah from Coca-Cola. Hello?
Let's have your headline, Alaji.
Yeah, on the issue of presidency come 2023, I keep on saying it. Either by commission or by omission. Either by a gentleman agreement or what have you. But above all, for equity, fairness, and justice, every Nigerian should support any credible candidate from the southeast. That's just it. And on this issue of someone insulting the president or the governor, I think we should take it lightly in this country. I mean, the people in the seat of authority. What kind of insult is that? Are did they insult them? That they are trampling people into the jail. It's not right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Hello.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
This is Kola Ole coming from Ibadan.
All right, Kola.
Yeah, I want to speak on this Igbo-based presidency stuff. I think what we should be talking about is telling people that they should vote for the right candidate. Asking people to vote because somebody is from Southeast. The Nigerian law is already just. It allows people from the Southeast to contest. It allows people from the Southeast to vote. So if people don't vote for you, that means you are not good. So we should stop the issue of the presidency should come from this way, it come from this way. That is not how things run. In the United States, there are 46 presidents. Only one black. Even that black is half. Do you hear them talking about a black man must be president in the United States? They are competency.
Right, thank you, Kola. They say leadership is never served a la carte. I dare say also the presidency. Doctor, I agree to an extent with what you said, but how then can the Southeasterners make good? Is it this like a mission now? It's not a dream. Is it a mission? Or what now?
Well, is it a mission? I don't think it should be seen as a mission in that sense, but of course as an aspiration.
Okay.
I think whoever wins the presidency, whether it's from the south, from the north, what we need more than anything else is good governance. And if good governance makes the Southeast region a better region, a more productive region, a more innovative region, does it matter that the person comes from there? No. It's more of symbolism. It's more of a messaging rather than of substance. Because at the end of the day, what Nigeria needs is good governance, irrespective of where the person comes from.
Hello, good morning. Hello. Well, the caller is there. Hello, good morning. 009 7000 949 0705 5000 949. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, I can hear you. What's your name?
Hello.
I can hear you. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Okay, you couldn't hear me. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Joseph Oluwasegun from Ibadan. That is what I always talked about in this country. How the young man or a small boy insulting another. And you people are saying, why did they arrest him? How will the young homecoming one, the young one, we know that we should respect others. We take everything with human right. There is human right. Everything is human right. And that is why this country is getting worse every day. Good morning.
Thank you. Okay. Doctor.
Yes, sir.
I'll continue in a bit.
But I had human rights. All I can say, I didn't hear the full gist, is that human rights is fundamental.
Okay, hold on, doctor. Hello.
Hello, good morning. My name is Adele.
Adele, okay.
Yeah, about
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. It's Mr. Bolaji from Akobo.
Please move away from your radio set.
Okay, thank you. Why people are advocating? Hello?
Go on.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Go on.
Yeah, thank you. Why people are, each ethnic group is advocating that presidency should come from their area is because of our past leader, with the exception of Obasanjo, that could not manage the diversity of the country ethnic group. A situation where I want the president to come from my area, I want him to appoint everybody from my area,
or substantial people from my area into its government. That is why we are sacrificing competence for this thing. So we can see, even the present leader could not manage the diversity of the country, ethnic group. And that is why everybody is advocating, please let presidency come to my area. Let this one come to my zone. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you. Dr. Just as we'll let you go on the program. Was the final word?
Yes, I'll just say that human rights is fundamental, human rights is universal. Every Nigeria that is contained within this territory is worthy and deserving of it. And I think the government should be mindful of it.
Thank you for sharing your morning, Dr. Jedoko.
Thank you.
See you on Thursday.
Okay, see.
My name is OLUTAYO. OGUNADE. Thank you, dear listener. Up next is Smart Case Show with, so Auntie Yellow is on vacation. It will be Auntie Oiza. My name is OLUTAYO. Have a great Monday and bye for now.
Here is
the station admired by other radio stations.
Yes, we are.
32 FM 94.